don't care about having any fancy house or fancy things. I just want to get out of here and just live by myself in peace, because if this gets to a point, it can get worse. Like, I could end up dying. I'm not even kidding. I could end up being hit. I could end up being physically abused, or I could end up dead myself. And they don't even care about me. They don't even give a shit. You know, if they know someone's in a fragile state, why would you keep picking on them and abusing them and telling them stuff and making them triggered? You know, and they always do this to get a reaction, because then they feel like, oh, my day is complete, you know? I made her angry. I made her upset. God, I can't even live my life. I can't even live in peace.
Hello everyone, I'm Ishmael Izzy Bowden, fellow content creator for my brand Izzyland and YouTuber for the channel Izzyland YT. I have something very serious to discuss, and I'll try to say it as coherently as possible, but it has to deal with abuse, specifically narcissistic abuse. And more so, when it comes to narcissistic abuse, the abuser deals with verbal and emotional damage, lots of manipulation, intimidation, the same things you would receive with any sort of abuse. And the negative effects it can cause are relatively the same. Me and a good friend of mine that I've been in contact with recently, we're going through this. We've endured it for years, and it's still ongoing. I'm in the Chicago area, the South Side, and my friend is, and her name is Militia Naito, and she currently resides, or trapped essentially, in Durban, South Africa, overseas. But the trauma we went through is nearly identical, but hers is way worse. Different culture, and they're the worst type of people, the worst type of abusers to be around. But she did manage to send me a couple recordings of their toxic, aggressive behavior that she's dealt with, throughout her life. And I'm actually going to play it for you guys, and it's unbelievable.
You were the one that started with me. I was silently going into the kitchen, trying to make my tea, and then you come after me.
Just shut up now. I don't want to hear about that now.
But you started with me.
Don't tell your friends on the phone outside what we are.
Why do you care about them? It's the truth, what's happening here.
So they don't know the truth about you?
What's the truth about me?
They know the truth about you.
What's the truth about me? I'm silently going into the kitchen, making my tea, and you coming after me. I wasn't even talking to you. So why do you have to come after me? You can go talk to everyone and tell everyone everything. I don't care. I really don't care. Because I know the truth. You know the truth. But you like to manipulate the truth.
What you talking about the truth? If you know the truth is, we want you to bloody change. That is the truth.
Change?
Yes.
Then why do you come and shout at me?
Don't lock yourself in the room like that and don't do anything in this house.
Excuse me, I can't even come out of the room because there's workers in my face 24/7. There's noise everywhere. Y'all are busy drinking and shouting at each other. So don't act like this is some happy family, because it's not.
You are not happy yet.
I'm not happy because you'll come after me. I guess you don't like quiet people. You like someone to be loud and noisy and drama like. She noticed that I was recording. That's why she said, "Oh, go and tell your friends that. Go tell your friends." Because she wasn't really saying half of the things she was saying before. And then she's like, "Oh, she wants me to change. Apparently, she wants me to change." Just imagine someone wants you to change, but they keep bullying you every day. They keep shouting at you every day. They keep making you feel like shit every day. And they're not even like, they don't even care about me. You know, it's like I'm just there for them to like have like as a punching bag whenever they're feeling miserable. So I don't know. I'm just like, I'm so sick and tired of it. And she goes and, you know, talks to my sister on WhatsApp, and then she deletes the messages on WhatsApp so that I can't see it, what they were talking about.
So in this recording, the first voice you hear is Militia's. You can tell she's very distressed, like a fight or flight sort of response. And the one with a thicker Indian accent is her mother, her narcissist mother. This was like one of the few times she managed to capture her mother guilt tripping her and manipulating her and shaming and gaslighting, all these things, and then some. You can also notice that in one part, her mother actually said, "Oh, why don't you tell that to your friends?" So she knows that Militia has been recording these various occurrences and secretly sending it to the likes of me. Now, I want to play for you something else. And this is actually from my own mother.
So here, I'm gonna be abusive now. Let's see how you like that. So I went in, I just like that. He's like, you shake. So I just went in like this. Now you can really shake. Then he's like, I'm like, yeah. You want to know what it's like to be really scared? I'm just standing there and you're doing all this. So this time I went in like this. You know. Let him know, yeah, two can play that game. You talking crap to friends and family. And I'm talking to your family, your grandparents, your sister, your grandfather. You doing all that. I'm sick. Now I'm going to stomp. Now I'm going to give you something to be afraid of. You can just go to the door and yeah. So I'm like, okay, you're going to have to because you have my headphones here. Let me make it nice and loud. Let me stomp. Now you're afraid.
So just to provide more context as to what transpired, I was in the kitchen, this was like around morning, trying to make something to eat. I had my headphones in, listening to music, because that's what kind of helps me cope. My mother walks in, and I'm always trying to like keep my distance and avoid confrontation, and I do want to mention that she's always like in the kitchen when I am, and always, you know, has to like do something or make something. But anyways, while I'm trying to eat some breakfast, out of nowhere she stomps her feet. Now I wasn't able to capture this on recording because it just happened so fast. Like I was not ready for it at all. And yeah, I do want to remind you that a lot of these things do happen at random times. So we can't always record them. So she stomped her feet. And I actually have some pretty serious anxiety issues, disorders. And that got me, you know, that had me pretty shaken up. Though I wasn't able to record in that particular instance, she had the nerve to actually go to my late father, you know, who had brain cancer at the time or whatever, and recently died. She went to him and she bragged about what she did to me. You could clearly hear her like, yeah, you know, yeah, I stomped my feet and I got a reaction out of him. Yeah, since he wants to talk trash to the family and not talk to anybody, and you know, yeah, you want to see abuse, I'm gonna show you abuse. And I also showed this to another friend of mine, you know, who's also went through the same thing, but luckily she's out of there. She's now with the French over in Canada, and they're taking very good care of her. But I showed her this, and even she was like, wow, that's pretty evil. Like, I can't believe she would do such a thing. And she mentioned that she could also overhear my father laughing in the background. Now, I didn't hear it myself, but I wouldn't be surprised, because my father was also just as abusive and intimidating. And him getting cancer was just like more ammunition for him, something else to like use against me and stuff. And since we're on the subject, I also was able to get a recording from Militia's father, and this is when he's like drunk, as she said.
To me?
Yeah, anything I'm like this.
Okay, what about me? What do you think I'm going to today? Oh, what about me?
I think I should just start planning my death. I really should start thinking of a way to end it, because I can't keep going through this. I can't keep going through this suffering. It's getting worse, and no matter how much I scream or cry or get angry on Twitter or rant, it's not going anywhere. You know, it's falling on deaf ears. And people are just seeing me as some crazy lunatic person instead of someone who really needs help. And I'm just really, really sad and tired and exhausted and angry. I got really, really triggered today, and I just started screaming.
So as you can hear, Militia's father, you know, in this recording, is playing the victim, saying all like, you know, what about me? What about me? You know, oh, I guess it's all my fault, you know, even though I put in all this work. I mean, I already know what else he's been saying, because my own father was just like that. Unfortunately, I don't have recordings of my father doing this, but if you want to get a sense of what my father was like, this is the perfect example. The only difference is my father is African American, and I'm in the South Side of Chicago. Because of hearing these various stories that Militia tells me that are happening in her life, I'm thinking she is in my area, but she's not. This is freaking South Africa. But anyways, my father, what he would do, he would give ultimatums. He would play the blame game. He would say, oh yeah, go ahead, blame it on me, it's all my fault. You know, do some stuff like that, some reverse psychology or whatever. He also like give ultimatums, like you're doing this or else, or he even told me once, you know, you have no leverage. And he has also done a lot of staring. Now, I did manage to capture a video of him actually doing this, where I would be like either in my room or in the kitchen making something, and I happen to turn around and he's right there. I don't even hear him coming. He just stands there and stares, does nothing. And this has happened multiple times, and it has gotten so bad that I one time, well, several times, you know, where I had nightmares of, you know, him doing this staring. I remember this one time I had this nightmare where I was going upstairs heading to my room, and my father's like sitting on the couch. There's like this couch seat or whatever upstairs by my room. He was sitting there, and he's all like, you're gonna get out no matter what, or something like that. And he was trying to like drag me out of the house or whatever. And I ran to my room, closed and locked the door, and I hear him knocking, and he just opens it and does his staring. And I wake up in sheer panic, and the first thing I do is look straight at my door, because I thought he was there. That's how real it felt. This isn't, this wasn't a one-time thing. Like I said before, there's been several occurrences, when this happened. And also, when I tried to confront him about these things, he would even like smirk at me or smirk and laugh and say things like, like, this is my house, this is my room. I can do and say whatever I want. Don't you ever disrespect me. He even like give like these, he would do something like, he would say stuff like, if it was up to me, I would have, kicked you out, but I'm not going to do that. He's even done it in front of the freaking police. Like right in front of them. The staring, oh, well, if it was up to me, I would have kicked him out or whatever. And the police didn't care. It's like, they just, whatever. They're just casually talking with him. And again, I was not able to record this. I wish I had. But it's like my damn phone wasn't even there. And they would even like take stuff from my room without telling me. And along with my phone. Like I just come back in my room and it's gone. And somehow it magically appears in my parents' room. He has lied. He has lied a lot. He has, tried to manipulate the story to his liking. And his main thing, the reason why he gets away with this so much is because, he would use like that talk about jobs and like how I'm a 28-year-old black man, and or like in my 20s or whatever, and I'm unemployed, and he'll use like that. Well, I did everything I could, for him, whatever, and he's like, this is how he treats me. And even the police is all like, well, did you go to the orientation? Because he was saying like, oh, because he made a threat to me, but then his argument was, oh, I was trying to get him to attend this job orientation. And also, my father, like, when things don't go his way, he would throw a temper tantrum like a little child. And they can be pretty scary because he's like 6'1", and he uses that to his advantage. He tries to be intimidating and stuff. I even remember this one time where I think it was around high school, senior year, and yeah, he did something that I thought was, I don't remember at the time, but he did something to me that was, that I felt was very disrespectful and terrifying, that I didn't want to invite him to the luncheon, this thing for seniors or whatever. And he threw a massive fit. Like he said, oh yeah, go ahead, don't invite me, even though I'm your father and I've done so much for you. I put food in your belly, and I take care of everybody in this family and stuff. Even though this is my house and I raised you in it and stuff. He went on that, so I felt forced to like bring him along, and I did. Yeah. People would take a first glance and think, oh, he's such a loving father. He's done so much and whatnot. And then they'll look at me and go, what's wrong with him?
I never thought being rock bottom would show me so many heartless human beings out there. And I know not everyone can help. I know that. But there's so many people I see helping others. I see so many other people getting help. Like that girl that pretended she lives in the forest. Or someone that has cancer, or someone that is a celebrity or a Instagrammer. Donate to my channel, donate to this, donate to that. And then they thank everyone for donating. And I'm like, God, where do you get these people? Like, why, I'm also struggling. I might not have a platform or anything, but I also deserve some help, Like, why push me aside because I'm a nobody? and then cry when I'm dead. And a lot of people have that mindset where if they're going to help you, they want you to do something for them, or you need to keep up appearances or something to fit them helping you, if that makes sense. Because for me, that's not helping. That's making someone feel like a burden, and I'd rather not accept that kind of help.
You know, this really has got to end. It's not right. People are suffering because of this. Good people. And no one cares. I mean, like Militia says, like, she's knocking on death's door, as am I. We have all these health problems, like even thoughts that aren't normally our own, that are pretty bad, and something, you know, we don't even want to repeat on here. And again, people don't care. I try so hard to spread this message, and it seems as if I'm talking to a wall. Like no one hears me. There are no likes. It's not going viral. And if anything, I just get more arguments or people telling me that I'm wrong. And I just want help. My friend Militia wants help. And various others, they just want help. They just want to be able to have their own life. And if you're so like skeptical of Militia, well, let me tell you who she is. Militia is one of the nicest people I've ever known. Me and her are so much alike. Like she listens to the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Britney Spears. She wanted to be a Spice Girl. And she's funny, she's insightful, you know, and even though we barely knew each other, it seems like she's known me forever. And she's always been there for me when I was at my lowest, when nobody else was. And usually it was conditional or was short term. It didn't last. And people are trying to kill her off. Like they're just letting her just rot away where she is. And it's abhorrent. It is just despicable. Because this is a human being. She has dreams and aspirations like everybody else. You know, as do I. We both bleed the same, we breathe the same air, have the same heartbeat as everybody else. We're not extraterrestrial. We're not like some unknown life form. We are humans. We are people. And it seems to me that lots of people forgot about that. They think that it only applies to certain people. It only applies to those within the general society, general population. You know, where you have to be all social, you have to, you know, go out and party, you have to talk to these people, and you have to, you know, put yourself out there and stuff. But for us, like, we're just tossed off to the side because they don't think we're worth it, or we're too boring, we're not entertaining enough. But then they wonder why we commit suicide or mass shootings or become the worst versions of ourselves. They act as if it just fell out of the fucking sky. That's how they make it appear. And they're just so delusional. But no one's willing to call them out on it because they don't think it's necessary, or they're not obligated until it's too late. Well, I don't want to wait. I don't want to procrastinate. Something has got to be done. It is time to break the cycle.